Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Know Your Champion with Krypto, the super dog. Now, many people might be thinking, Turbine, what are you thinking when you release this champion? To which I say unto you, have faith, my child, because this champion is amazing. He is one of the greatest champions I've ever played so far, and I've only played him for a day. Oh man, where to begin with him? There's two ways you can really build into him. You can build into damage, or you can build into support. And if you build into damage, your odds are you're going to probably take him into the jungle. If you're building into support, you're going to be building will, tankiness, and you're probably going to be taking him bot lane. Or you can even take him top lane as a support, and if you have an ADC in the top lane, you can support them by coming into the lane and ganking and giving them shields and whatnot. So let's talk about his skills a little bit. Start with his passive here. Now, basically, this is, I feel like, the way you want to level him. You want to level him into the passive, because this changes the potency of everything. Everything that you use. So, alright, let's start with the Q on this. So, well, actually, first off, I guess the basic attack would be the best one to start with, because after using fetch, once you have the bone in your mouth, your next basic attack or skill usage does something a little bit crazier. So, if you have the bone in your mouth and you basic attack, this deals additional power damage to the enemy and roots them. And the more you level this, the more it increases the root. So, you can dash with your bone, and then with the bone in your mouth, go for a basic attack on the enemy, and that will root them as well as deal damage. So if you're building into that role, it's not really the best thing to use with him, because there are so many other things you can use with him here. So basically, the bone, when you throw it, you can use it as a blink, so you could throw it over walls. You could actually throw it to an ally who can then throw it even further than you can throw it. Now, I haven't really used this that much because I feel like people get confused and they wind up throwing. The one time somebody picked up my bone, they threw it in the wrong direction of the fight, and I was just like, that is not useful. That is not helpful. And they throw it double as far as you throw it, so it was just like, it's kind of like people control you with it, but I feel like there's a split second before the ally can pick it up. So, meaning that if you were going to dash to it, it's not like you throw it on the floor and they instantly grab it from you. It feels like there's like an anti-troll mechanism built into it. So, also, when you have the bone in your mouth, it increases the potency of the shield here. So, this is basically, it kind of works like Wonder Woman's. You blink to the target and you shield them. But, unlike Wonder Woman's, you actually blink through the target. So, Krypto and ally champions, he passes through, gain a shield that blocks 50 damage. So, it's like anybody else in the path of the person you blink to will also gain that shield. This doesn't work on drones. I guess they didn't want you just blinking through a wave and shielding everything. But you can blink to drones to get out of a fight. and that will shield yourself. So you can cast this shield on yourself, similar to how Wonder Woman's is. Um, I haven't tried it yet, but I would assume that you can also use it to blink to cameras or wards that are placed. So it's a good engage and a good disengage, as well as he already has. This is a good engage and a good disengage. So he's blink crazy. He's like Flash, but double that because he has two blinks, and I feel like the cooldown is even slower. So that's also like a funny thing. Like Flash just keeps seeming slower and slower the more champions that come out. Like after Katana came out, and then after Krypto right now, it just seems like he's not that fast anymore, even though he still is the fastest, man alive. So anyway, when you throw the bone and you have it in your mouth and you press this skill, this will do damage to everybody that's in the AoE of the attack when you have the bone in your mouth, though. Also, you'll notice that these little bones come up around people. Um, you don't have to have the bone in your mouth to mark them with that. What that does is it demoralizes nearby enemies, causing them to lose attack speed. This is basically a debuff. It works the same way that Metallo's Heart would, or Batman's Cape Sweep. So this reduces the attack speed of the enemies, and it could also deal damage if you have the bone in your mouth. So it's a good, like, say you wasted both of your blinks and the enemy's just out of your range, but your second blink was the bone, and you have the bone in your mouth, you could press this and it does like AoE damage around it. Now, this actually does a ridiculous amount of damage, even if you're building into the support role. So the way this works actually is like Nightmare Superman's Vortex, where it kind of sucks them into the center of the attack. So it deals power damage and it pulls all enemies hit toward the center of the blast. So it's like you could use it to control them. Like say Gasbat is about to swing away. If you use the ultimate on him, it will suck him into place kind of the same way that Nightmare Superman's does, and they won't be able to escape. So he has that. This has no bonus with the bone in your mouth. This is just the same thing all the way through. So to recap again, we have the attack speed debuff, and if you have the bone in your mouth, deals damage. This is the blink and the shield that you can use on yourself, as well as allies, drones, cameras, anything to just give you that disengage or engage that you want. And also, as you blink through allies, everyone you blink through gets a shield. So Krypto can also shield himself. And when you have the bone in your mouth with this one, it increases the potency of the shield. So it makes it a little bit more stronger. Now, this is the bone. And he tosses this. And this is another blink that he has. You can toss the blink over walls to engage or disengage. Everybody that Krypto passes through with the bone gets slowed. So you could, if you're building into the support role, you can also increase that slow with the more will that you have. So he's crazy in the sense that you could build him two ways. You could build him support. You could build him damage, like a power damage, kind of like how Flash was before he switched to attack damage. So let's check him out. I'm gonna take him into Crime Alley real quick, show you off the build that I do with him. I'll probably do my assassin build with him, because he works better as a support when obviously you have people to support. So you really want to build into the role you want. So this is my support build here. It's basically flat armor and health plus a little power damage and penetration at the end that scales. 200 will on the grods, that's your investment item. If you're going support, you want to grab an investment to increase the cash that you and your ally get in lane. Also, I rush right into Isis just so I can get that move speed, health, the will that also it grants, and then you have 200 will on the breastplate, which is my armor item for them. Well, all my controllers here. You can get the 200 will mods at any point. It just really depends on where you want it in the game. You can even get it on Ekron. You can mod your Ekron to give you more damage. I really don't recommend that though, because if you're building support, you just want to get that will and that support in. So here's my attack power damage build here. And what I do with this one is I build a lot of power damage and then I convert it into attack damage with the size scimitar.
Launch in 10 seconds.
So let's show off his heal as well.
Launch in 5 seconds.
I like to keep it in that slot. I'm weird like that. Don't judge me. If you are building into the support role, things you want to take are cameras for vision. You also want X-ray vision so that you can de-ward. Also, one thing that I didn't do in my katana video is show off the jokes and the taunts. So here's his joke. Kind of digs into the ground here. Flips up all the, just like Nightmare Soups.
The match begins.
He's got the Wormy plush. Shout out to Wormy's mustache. So even support or even jungle, Nil Ring is a good pickup. If you're jungling, you're gonna notice that his clear is a little bit slow, so I would recommend going into Marauder Ring, maybe at least 2, or Marauder Shield, maybe 2, just to get that Marauder burst so that you could deal more damage and clear out a little bit faster. As a support, you wanna build into your Grod. You don't really need that many blue items as a support, but you could start with the Nil Ring for the health and the will regeneration in lane. That's also going to keep you sustained because every time you pick up a coin, you're going to get more will. Let's grab a little bit more sustain here. Just, I guess whatever. It's a bot. We don't have to think competitively.
Online in 10 seconds.
But, if you were to go into the lane, I would recommend grabbing some, vials here at the bot. People call them pots or whatever. Just to get that sustain and will regen. I mean health regen. You can also get will regen vials, but I don't recommend that. There's so many good will regen items now that you don't need to buy that. So here's the slow on them, and that's pressing it twice. You press it once to throw the bone, and then again to blink towards it. So let's show you the attack speed debuff too. So I'm throwing the bone right now, and then you have like this little arrow that shows you where you are. You could just align it through the enemy and then blink to them. So also with the bones in your mouth, you deal power damage. Like I don't know if you saw that power damage go off right there. The heal gives you extra healing over time, so it's an initial heal and then 612. So it's about like another 25 heal with the initial heal. My math is incredible. I know. Don't touch me. So we're gonna throw the bone again. slow him down by blinking through him. And you can, I think the bone stays there for about 5 seconds, and you can see that he gets slowed like that. His basic attacks do a decent amount of damage. You basically can only last hit though. Get it? Basically, basic attacks. Oh god, I'm hilarious. Okay, so slowing him down, and then extra damage and debuff. The bones around them means that they are getting the attack speed debuff. So, once again, you throw the bone, and I believe it's 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, waited too long. And you can get a lot of ganks going with this if you were building into the power damage roll. Now here's the shield. You could use it on yourself by self-casting. I think actually even pressing it by itself activates it on you, so you don't have to like put it over you or... Sorry, camera got a little wonky there. Building into this. Just toss this again, and I'm gonna blink to the drone to get out. So he's got that flashness about him, but he can poke in and poke out, which is crazy. Now, obviously, the AI doesn't notice they could probably just one-shot me. Let's go back. So again, things that I get on him for the power damage. I feel like this is the Coda Blade of the power damage people right now. Mod that plus 15, and that's your early damage right there. You can get this, and that's 65 in the early with the penetration. Which is also, if you read the last patch notes, the power armor on most champions was reduced, so he does pretty substantial amount of damage. Whip that one. Now I'm gonna try and get the bone in my mouth to do that extra damage on him with the E.
New power.
Shield myself, and here's the ultimate. Just a nice blast, and it sucks them towards the middle. And that's really pretty much it with him. He's straightforward, he's fun. Shields to get in and out. It does not shield the drones. It shields all allies it passes through, though. Little dance, little dancey action. I'm not sure where this is from. I feel like all the dances have some kind of reference origin. This is kind of reminds me a little bit of a Disney movie. It's either Lion King or 101 Dalmatians. Reminds you of the. Well, I just can't wait to be king. Speed debuff. Pop the heal. Chop, chop. Chop him up. So yeah, that's his kit. I'll try and get some gameplay uploaded so that it's a little bit more to understand. I don't want to go too long with this one. I feel like the last one was a little bit too long, but the way I level him, definitely go into your passive. It's just insane the like what you can do with him. Like poke people under towers and get out. Like I hate to say it, but I feel like 5 seconds on the bone is a little bit too long. It gives you too much of a setup. There's so much you can do in that time. Ow. Ow, no!
Have been defeated.
That is the sound of
Okay.
justice.
I think we're gonna end it there. So yeah, he's incredible as a damage dealer, and he's incredible as a support. I'll try and get footage of each role. In the jungle, this is probably what you want to go as core items. Where are we going here? Oh, he's growling. These are probably the core items that you want to get. I would definitely start with Marauder Ring. He needs that clear. I tried jungling with him without Marauder Ring, and it just wasn't as good. I start right off the bat with Marauder Ring 2 and Marauder Shield 1. So,
Our middle turret has been destroyed.
that's him, guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Feel free to stop by my Twitch channel. It's Twitch TV, Napo Marks, and I will showcase him whenever you would like. Just hop in and say, hey, show me the puppy. Hashtag show me the puppy. Whee! Alright, guys. See you later. Say bye, Krypto.